Okay, disclaimer before I start this video. I genuinely do not believe that she is a bad person. I just think she does not know how to either deal with her emotions or communicate her emotions effectively. And that is not her fault, nor is that mine. However, I'm very hurt. I don't think I have ever been this hurt in a relationship before. And this is my way of dealing with the pain. Okay. All right, so this is more like a rant, and like I don't even know if this is gonna be the first YouTube video that I'm ever gonna post. But so recently I went through an interaction relationship with someone who is avoidant, and I'm I didn't realize, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize a woman could be avoidant. I thought of all the issues that I could have went through. This was not something that I was going to deal with. So I guess got really blindsided by this. So I mean, I guess I don't know how to go about this story. So I was seeing this lady for what is it? It's March. I guess for like little under 3 months. And then like I thought everything was good. Okay, I'll start from the beginning. So initially I thought, oh sorry, beginning, that's not actually. Our first date, or we met on Hinge. Our first date was at a used bookstore, and then, I invited her to get milk tea, something kind of casual, low pressure, just trying to get to know each other, right? And initially, I still didn't really know how I felt about her because while we were texting on Instagram, there just wasn't like she was asking questions, but it was relatively surface level. It was just kind of like I would ask her a question and she would just ask me the same question back. Like I just couldn't gauge interest. And then I was like, might as well just see where this goes, right? She's kind of cute. She's replying, so like if I'm gonna get rejected, let's just get rejected outright. And then, first day was really good actually. Our first date was 5 hours long. Just really like conversation flowed a lot better than I expected. And we talk about a lot of stuff. We talk about like what constitutes cheating, emotional, physical, how we will react to it. Not that either one of us has cheated, but I think just going through it or going through that conversation is pretty interesting. And then we also or we kind of also talked about um like what we want in a relationship and how we want to be supported. And we also, and she kept asking me about my like ex, which like I'm not afraid to talk about my ex, but I do think it's odd whenever someone focuses on like the ex a little bit too much, which was kind of the vibe. And then she said that, I want to get to know you through your past relationships. And I was like, all right, that's fair. I mean, I'm very honest and blunt and forward. So if you have the guts to ask it, I have the guts to answer it. So like, yeah, I don't really care. And we talked and yeah, we started at like I think 11:30, and then we ended around like 4, 5-ish. So it was like a really good day. And I don't know what happened. I think either I genuinely do not know like why I was so attracted to her, not even just physically, but I just couldn't stop thinking about her. I think the date happened on a Saturday. Yeah, I think the date happened on a Saturday morning. And then like Sunday night, or so that's the whole Sunday I couldn't stop thinking about her. And then Monday, um, or I think Sunday I was calling my friends. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I can't stop thinking about this lady, this woman. So like it just kind of, I went kind of like obsessed. It was not in like a weird stalkerish, like a you TV show way, but more like I couldn't get her out of my mind type of way. Like it's not like I was stalking or anything, but it was just like, oh, I really want to see this person again. God, Jesus, I really hope I don't sound weird. But yeah, and then I texted her Monday. I was like, hey, like if you're okay with this, like I would really like to see you. Because we planned the date on Friday, just like get dinner, I think. But I just said like, hey, I don't know if I can wait till Friday. Do you mind if like we just talk a little bit? I go to your because I dropped her off at her apartment complex, and then I was like, hey, like, do you mind if I just come down and just like talk to you a little bit? Um, and she said, yeah, sure. So she brought her dog down, which dog's kind of an ass, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have a dog, like I love dog, or I love my dog, and then her dog is really cute, but kind of an asshole in that like doesn't listen to me when we walk, essentially. But okay, I'm sorry, sidetrack. Sorry. Didn't take my ADD medicine, so kind of all over the place. And it's 10 p.m. as I'm recording this. Yeah, she brought her dog down, and like the dog seemed to like me. And I mean, not to toot my own horn here, but I feel like dogs get a vibe, and you know, I would like to think that I'm a good person. Um, so. And it was cute because I like caught a glimpse of her staring at me when I was petting her dog, and she was like, "Oh my God, like he doesn't usually like people like that." I'm like, "Oh, nice, all right, I'm in." I mean, and I, not even just like I'm in, but also just like, "Oh wow, it's cool that her dog likes me," you know. Um, and then what happened? Yeah, and then I saw her again like a couple times during the week, just because, like, I don't know, I genuinely could not stop thinking about her. So. We just kept texting back and forth, like pretty casual. And then what happened? Oh yeah, and then Friday she said, like initially I was gonna pick her up and then like go to the restaurant that we're gonna grab food at, and then but then she said, oh, like I think my period came today. I feel kind of bad. I don't really want to go. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like I'll bring leftovers. I'll bring takeout, and then. I asked her if she still wants to eat spicy food. Because spicy food, according to like traditional Chinese medicine, it's not the best to eat spicy food while you're in your period. And she is a, uh, let's say, ethnically Chinese person. So I was like, hey, like, do you still want to like eat spicy food? It might not be the best for you while in your period. And she said, yeah, like I still want to eat. I was like, okay, fine. But then I grabbed like soup. I think initially she wanted to order like three spicy things, and then I talked her out of getting a spicy and said just grab like soup. Just so that's more suiting, and then so that she have food the next day. And like cocoa, I think is it Midol? What's the medicine when yeah, yeah. And I asked her if she wanted Midol, but she said she has like yeah, so I asked her if she wanted me to grab Midol, but she said it's fine and that she has like painkiller medicine. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I just went over and but yeah, I just brought over the food, and then also we built like gingerbread cookies, so that was really cute. Or sorry, gingerbread cookies. We built gingerbread house. Yeah, it was like a really cute date. Um, but so far I still don't understand. I'm not gonna lie, I was really confused because we still like we haven't held hands, and I didn't want to like push any boundaries, and So at like, and then our next date was actually a 2 days later where her friend had like a little baking pop-up shop that she invited me to, and we showed up. I'm not gonna, some of the most expensive pastry I've ever bought in my life. I mean, I get it, you should pay for for a person's craft, support your local vendors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Jesus, $8 for a tart is wild. Oh God. Um, I mean, whatever artisanal ingredients, yeah, sure. All that good things. So, yeah, and I forgot what we talked about at the, I forgot what we talked about at the pop-up, but it was just that, I don't know, like, I think the conversation just flowed really nicely, and I, uh, I don't know, like, I just haven't had that easy of a time talking to someone in a while. Usually, I mean, that's kind of weird. Or even though I am, like, people say I'm easy to talk to, but I don't know. So, and then afterwards, funny enough, we actually had dinner at the same place that, what's it called? The same place that we had dinner the first time, or our first official, or our first date. And yeah, it was really cute. She doesn't know, like, she really likes calamari, but then she doesn't know how to pronounce it she doesn't know how to pronounce it because English is like her second language. English is my second language too, technically, but I've been here a while, so that, it's basically my mother tongue, my colonized tongue. No, that sounds weird. What's it called? My calamari. Oh yeah, she calls it like calamari or something. I mean, whatever. I'm not saying this to like make fun of her. I would never do that. I'm just saying it's just cute. Okay. Um, and I don't know. Maybe it was like the pastry, the $8 pastry talking. But I was just like, hey, I think I remember word for word because I was really nervous when I asked her this. I was like, are you like, would you be opposed to me wanting to hold your hand or something? Or something like that. I was like, would you be opposed, or like, would it be uncomfortable, or would you be opposed? Because I genuinely do not know if this woman liked me because I'm usually good at reading vibes. Her vibes are just really weird. And then she's like, "Oh yeah, like you don't have to ask." And I said, I understand asking is like not the sexiest thing in the world, but like I try to like hold her, like not hold her hand, try to like touch her hand a couple times when we were like out. And I was like, oh, and she kind of backed away. I was like, oh, okay, she's uncomfortable. All right. But then that's why I had to, but then I was like, I'm just getting really tired of it. I was like, I'm just gonna ask. And then if she doesn't know, like, whatever. At least I have something at least I have an answer. And she's like, yeah, like, I won't be opposed. And then I think in the car when I was driving, when we were driving, she was like, yeah, like I prefer, I want someone who's more dominant, or you don't have to ask. I was like, okay, noted. And then a couple days later, I think we were just hanging out at her apartment. We didn't even spend time together. And this was like during Christmas, so like and I live somewhere where there's a Christmas village, let's say that. And then there was like like a big ass Christmas tree outside her window. So I was just like looking at her and looking at the Christmas tree. I would really want to kiss her, not gonna lie. So I think she was like, "What are you looking at?" I was like, "Um, I just really want to kiss you." And then she was like, "Oh God, you don't have to ask." And then we just like kissing. Like it was really. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was really cute. Um, and then what happened afterwards? Memories. It's so long. All right, whatever. Fast forward. I thought like December and then early January, I thought everything was good. I made her soup a couple times, and because like she has like I think stomach issues where she gets stressed out. If she doesn't eat, or she eats a lot. she like her tummy hurts. So like I made her soup to soothe her tummy and like oh, throughout this whole process, like I think every other week I was getting her roses and flowers. And this is also just in a way like to make up for my past relationship because I was not the best partner in my past relationship, and I think I learned a lot, and I'm really grateful for that, and I just want to be a better partner. But I mean, whatever. I feel like effort kind of went down the drain, but it still proves to me that I could be a really good partner. Whatever. So I was at this point I was like getting her roses every other week and her flowers. Not because I felt like I needed to, but it felt like she was like really happy when I got them when gave it to her, and I wasn't even like a bouquet every time. It was just like a single rose, and she was like really happy, and it just like she was just really appreciative. And I think for me, I was just like, that's enough. And like I bought roses so often that the lady at the flower shop was like, will sometimes just give me a free rose out of the goodness of her heart. Shout out, lady at the flower shop. Don't want to dox myself. Um, and then flowers, gifts, and then I had to go to China for 2 weeks for Chinese New Year and then my birthday. So yeah, I'm not calling it Lunar New Year, whatever. I'm inclusive in so many other ways in my life. Just let me have this exclusivity for once. Um, and yeah, so I what happened? Oh yeah, like before I left, everything was good. Or I mean, at least I thought everything was good. I mean, no, everything was good because she was like because we were planning a trip to go camping with our dogs. Like I have a husky, she has a German Shepherd, and they played together pretty well. What else? Played together pretty well. German Shepherd. Oh yeah, we're planning a trip to like take the dogs go hiking. Or yeah, to go hiking and like to even like maybe rent a cabin. Like just really cute. Like she said she wants to do s'mores, hot dogs, etc. So I was like, yeah, like that's like I'm down. I think that's really cute. I love nature. Very, climate change is real. Um, what else? Deforestation is real. Um, shout out to I think Tony's chocolate, that the chocolate bar that is fragmented because of how fragmented the chocolate industry is. To represent how fragmented the chocolate industry is. I only know this because I emailed them and I was like, hey, I really like your chocolate, but can your bars be a little bit more even so that I'm not ripping off like 4% one time and another 5% and another 20% another time. And they're like, oh, it's to represent the fragmented supply chain because and the people being taken advantage of. It's like, all right. I mean, I majored in sociology. I understand what you're saying. Go off, King. Sorry, go back. Sorry. Where am I going with this? Everything's good. Planning a trip. Oh yeah, sorry, planning a trip. And I was like, oh, cool, we're good. And like, she was even sending me like cute WeChat messages when I left. She did say something really odd though. She said her like ex wanted to meet up with her, and she was thinking about it, which I, I don't know. I'm conflicted about being friends with your ex. Like, if you guys have a good breakup, I'm actually all for it because someone who's been part of your life for a while. Um, I don't understand why you would cut them out just because, if you're like, I don't think who you are in a relationship is necessarily who you are in your life. Like, I think you guys can still be friends if it was like a good breakup. And then it's like, oh, they want to meet up. I'm like, all right, this is weird. I'm on the plane going on a trip. Why are you I mean, why does he want to meet up and why are you even thinking about it? And then I told her, and then she was like, all right. I like told her my concerns, I guess not worries, but just like my concerns. And then she was like, oh, thanks for telling me. And then I'm like, all right, I told you. I mean, are you gonna still meet up with it? I don't know. I was like, whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna think about this. Um, and then, and oh, another thing. The first date, we were like, "Oh, what's your longest relationship?" She's like, "Oh, like 7 months." I'm like, "No, 7 months? What the? That's shorter than a pregnancy term. What the hell?" My shorter relationship was like 2 years. I don't know. I was like, "How do you?" I was like, "Oh, maybe it's the other. Maybe it's not her fault. Maybe it's the other people's fault." Turns out it was her fault. Little foreshadowing here. But what happened? Oh yeah, okay. Trip was well, or trip went well. I texted her, I think almost every day, and then like because like okay, we're on the East Coast, and then yeah, I was in China for like 2 weeks, and trip went well. I texted her almost every day. I sent her pictures, and then. And also before I left, she said she was busy because she works like this is a busy season for her. So like when we were texting, like we just dialed our text frequency back a little bit. So I was like we should probably text like five, 6 times a day. And then I think when I was away, it was probably text like maybe 2 or 3 times each day. And then I was like, oh, maybe she's busy. Okay. Oh, like I just don't text as much. I mean, it's not like I'm hanging out with my family, going out, doing things, eating things, seeing things, like we're just busy. Like I'm like whatever. And then like one day, I think she didn't reply to me or something, and I was like, God, all right. I'm gonna be fully transparent, so like I didn't reply, and then I didn't even notice, but she stopped sharing her location with me because of that. Like, so we shared our location with each other before I left, and or like a couple of days before I left, and I was like, not it's not because I don't trust you, but for safety, just in case something happens, right? Like, I guess I know at least where your phone is, I guess. But yeah, and then she stopped sharing her location with me. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even know she did this until like one day I was just checking locations to see where my little sins are. And I was like, oh, and then it shows like she has my location, but I don't have hers. And I was like, oh, this is weird because usually on Find My Location on iPhone or like Find My Friends on iPhone, you don't, or it tells you or sends you a text message when someone stops sharing the location with you. But I never got a text message. I was like, oh, I wonder like what she did. And it turns out you could block somebody and then unblock them, and then like they won't know that you stopped sharing location with them. I was like, so sneaky and petty. I was like, what the hell? All right, whatever. But then like the last couple of weeks or the last couple of days, during my trip in China, I was like, hmm, energy's off. Not necessarily the frequency of us texting, but just like I feel like an energy shift. You know that like Star Wars meme, like something's amiss in the force or whatever. Like that's how I felt. I was like, oh, all right. So I came back on a Friday, and it was Super Bowl weekend. So I think that Sunday, like I think it's a combination of jet lag and like me being just anxious about the relationship because this I've never been this like I'm pretty secure attachment in my past relationships. This woman was like just making me really anxious for some reason, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just me. Like I don't like maybe I'm the one like tripping and not under like maybe she's just busy and I'm just reading too much into it. So like I asked her point blank like Sunday, I think Sunday night after the Super Bowl game. I was like, hey, I I don't know about you, but I just want to check in on where you think our relationship is. Like, how do you think, like, where do you think it's going? Like, how do you think it is? And then she told me to my Chinese face, point blank, oh, I think we are good. I think we are mutually supporting each other. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she's just busy and she just isn't responding as much or something because, you know, like, like I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it and I have too much time. And then I was like, okay, so like Friday was like Valentine's Day, and I did prepare stuff, but I made her like rural fan, which is like raised pork over rice, because she said she missed it from Taiwan. Okay, yeah, she's Taiwanese from Taiwan, whatever. I, I guess I don't know how much we can get out of that, but whatever. And she said she missed it, right? And so like I looked up recipes and I was trying to find like find ways to make it. But I went up, it said to braise for 45 minutes, but because I had more pork belly than the recipe said, I just went upstairs for like an hour, just to, like lay in my bed and scroll on TikTok. And I went downstairs and oh my God, it was burnt. I was so sad. Oh God, it took me so long. But I knew she had another place that she really liked, like Ruo Fan from, or sorry, braised, like another restaurant, but it's kind of far away, like 30 minutes drive. So I was like, all right, I'll just go buy it instead. So she'll like, we'll at least still have dinner. And I picked her up. We watched what the hell did we watch? We're like not Burn Notice, but it was like a movie with like oh God, I'm so sleepy. What entire what's his name? Denzel? No, not Denzel. God, that's so racist. Oh, Samuel L. Jackson, where he's like an interrogator and there's like a bomb, whatever. People know what that movie is. Um, and we watched it like for like half of it, and then we were done. And then and then like what's it called? And then 30 and then like oh and then she said she had to go because she woke up really early. I was like, all right, fine. So like at this point I came back from China. It's been like a week and I've seen her less than 2 hours, 3 hours max. And before we were seeing each other like almost every other day. So I just like it was just like the frequency and the effort just kind of like died down. I'm like God, I sound like one of those girls that complain about this. God, this shit's also not so odd because I thought girls only girls deal with this. God, what's the point of the patriarchy if I don't benefit from it? Just kidding. I do benefit. But what happened? Oh yeah. Yeah, like we're seeing each other every day. We spent New Year's Eve together. We spent New Year, New Year's Day together, I think, and then we spent like Christmas Eve together. Spent Christmas Day together. Um, oh, Christmas Day was kind of cute. Or yeah. We spent she was the one that asked to sleep over too. She was like, "Oh, like, can I sleep over Christmas Eve?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." Because I'm the type to throw myself into a relationship or like to kind of be really intense in a relationship. So I let the other person well, I can not control the pace, but like I let the other person to go at their comfort level because I don't want to make them like feel uncomfortable. So. I was like, oh, she wants to sleep over? All right, cool. And then like she even brought feminine cleaning products to my place. And she left her like clothes that day. And then so I'm like, all right, she seems to be kind of serious or at least want something long term. And then yeah, like Christmas Day was really cute. We were watching like a BuzzFeed video about like fit women versus fat women and how fat like his their opinions differ. Whatever. All right, Jubilee. All right, sorry, another rant. Jubilee, you need to stop like being. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like you're trying to play this like weird centrist politics. Like oh my god, equal ground, oh my god, middle ground. We're trying to host conversation. Dude, stop platforming fucking Nazis, dude. You're act like I don't understand. And like I don't know the founder, Justin Park or whatever. Sorry, that's just like a generic Korean name. Like dude, I've watched a documentary, like Save My Soul, about sex workers in Korea and how and their stories, and I was like tearing up and crying. And now you go to like this, like making big shit like this, like, oh my God, do black people deserve to live? Oh my God, like cops versus black people. Why do cop like what the like? They're not the whatever. I don't, Julie, you know, fuck you. Julie, my ass, God. And then, sorry, sorry. Yeah, Christmas Day we watched Fit Women versus Fat Women, and how they think, and then I think. she's also had issues with like body image issues because I think in one of the one of when one of the like bigger women were talking about, or maybe it was a skinnier woman. I don't know. But maybe one of the women were talking about like how you still deserve to love yourself, blah 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 blah. Like don't hurt yourself, don't look in the mirror and hate the image. Or how can you hate something that you're born? I forgot what she said. It was really powerful, and I don't want to butcher it, nor do I want to look it up because I don't know. It's not that important, but she started crying, and I was like comforting her. It was like I feel like it was a really emotional moment for the both of us in a way, because I mean, I grew up fat. I mean, I'm still kind of big, but like, I don't give a fuck how I look anymore, I guess. That's a lie. Everyone does, but I don't give a fuck that much about how I look anymore. Like, I still work out, but I'm not trying to like get an ED because I want abs. But yeah, like she was crying, and I was like comforting her. I was like, oh wow, this is like such a good moment because it just felt really connected to her at that point. And then, um, what's it called? And yeah, like sorry. And then fast forward, Kristen leaves, and she invited me to meet her friend. It was okay. I thought this was a bit odd. She asked me to meet her friends within like a week, within like 2 weeks of dating. I'm like, I get that I'm a good person, but I don't know how well you get to know somebody within just 2 weeks of dating and talking to them. So, okay, whatever. And then. Right, fast forward, Valentine's Day, and then so Valentine's Day, post Super Bowl, yay, yay, Super Bowl, yay, Eagles, yay, woohoo. Um, fuck the Chiefs, woohoo. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck about sports. I was like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't like doing the gray area thing, which is like. Also, American. I don't want to do another rant. I don't understand American dating. Like, I don't know what talking is. I don't know what dating is. I don't know what or dating stage is. I don't know what exclusive is. I don't know what boyfriend girl. I don't understand the difference between all these different like Pokemon evolution-esque things. I'm like, dude, if I like you, I only really like you. I don't want to see anyone else. Like, I don't. To me, how's that not cheating? Like, that's like to me, that's kind of like how American government label like lobbying, which is just legalized corruption. Like, I mean, people love talking shit about other, like Americans love talking shit about other countries. Like, oh my God, they have corruption. Oh my God, look at that, they're all corrupt. Yeah, dude, you legalize corruption by calling it lobbying, like, and like contribution. What the fuck's the actual difference? Like, I don't understand. All right, whatever. So, what am I? Uh. What am I doing? What am I saying? Oh yeah, Valentine's Day I asked with my girlfriend because I was like, I don't like doing this weird gray area thing, and she said before that guys love playing in the gray area. I'm like, you're right. And I asked with my girlfriend, and she said, oh, we have some issues to talk about before. I was like, all right, fine. Like I'm very like as long as you tell me what's wrong, like, and I agree with, I'm not even agree with you if like if you tell me what's wrong and like you're hurt by whatever the fuck I'm doing and it is like it's not that big of a deal to me, like of course like I'm not gonna like dismiss you. So Sunday we have breakfast at a where do we have breakfast at? Oh, I remember. It was at like cute little Middle Eastern bakery shop and also Free Palestine, you know. Um Uh, oh, sorry, I just say Free Palestine just because they're Middle Eastern. It was a Palestinian bakery shop. Sorry, that sounds weird. But yeah, and then we had and like we just kind of talked. And she's like, "Do you want to talk?" Yeah, sure. Like, oh, I think a big issue of to kind of talk about is like difference in libido when we go on. I'm like, what? Like we have different sex drive. I'm like, I guess, but like, how important is that? Like 2 years down the line, like, what the hell? But I don't want to be dismissive of her because she brought up the issue. So I was like, like, do you mind if I talk to my friends about it? And I know people will be like, oh my God, why you talk to your friends? That's so embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, I guess, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, like I talk to my therapist about everything, but I mean, there's only so much that she like so much perspective that she can provide. So I like going to my friends about like relationship, life problems, so that I get different perspectives because I know I can be wrong um about everything. So why not? If people are willing to provide you with that type of advice or at least perspective, like why not listen, even if you don't agree to it? I don't know. Maybe it's because I was raised by my grandparents and they always spout random ass life lessons at me, and sometimes they're gold, sometimes they're just racist. So whatever. I still listen just to listen or just to see if there's anything I could learn from it. Um, so she was like, "Yeah, sure, go talk to your friends." And then I think Monday was President's Day, so my friends and I went to a beloved, truly beloved, and truly underrated Filipino fast food joint. Most people will know what it is. Jollibee, what's up? Please sponsor me. I love your everything. I don't know. Oh my God, I love you so much. And then yeah, like we went to this place, but the only thing was it was kind of far away. Like we do not live close to one, so it took us like so it took us like an hour and a half to get there and an hour and a half to come back. And I was basically gone the whole day, and I didn't realize that it was like 8, 9 hours. And like like let's go for like Cynthia. Cynthia texted me in the morning, and I just didn't respond because I was at the gym at like 7 a.m. or yeah. And then like our friend or my friends picked me up, and then we drove like an hour and a half to get Jollibee, and and then it took the whole day because they also want to try like 85 Degrees Bakery, and then they also want to see 99 Ranch for some reason. I don't know, whatever. So I just texted her like, "Oh, hey, I'm really sorry. I was busy today. I was out with friends." You know, and then she didn't respond for like a long time, and then she texted me saying, "Oh, how was Jollibee?" I was like, "Oh, it's good." And then I kind of like teased her like, "Oh, like why didn't you respond to the other text I sent?" Whatever. And Tuesday comes along, and she texts me like, "Hey, did you talk to your friends?" I say, "Yeah." Do you want to talk or do you want to talk in person tonight, or do you just want to have a call? She's like, "Let's just call." I'm like, okay. And she said, what did she say? Oh, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I talked to my friends." They were like, I don't think it matters that much. Like the libido thing. And then I said, however, I do think our communication, or like I guess effort in communication has dropped recently. Like, do you mind if we pick it up? Because I think a problem with me in the past is that I waited too long to bring up problems. And then also another really bad trait that I had was like being avoidant was the fact that when someone brings up an issue, I felt like I was being put on the defensive so that I had to also like put out an issue. I mean, really, really not a good trait. Like, you should not be bringing up an issue when your partner is expressing that they're hurt. If, because then it feels like a battle, like, oh, who's more wrong here? And that will never just never get anything done. Because I think I was talking to my therapist and I was telling her, yeah, I think I had that, or I think I used to do that because of the fact that when I would try to bring up issues with my mom, she would get really defensive. So I never brought up problems with her, and so that it always made me feel that if one person is bringing up an issue, that means we did something wrong, as opposed to like seeing it as a problem that we can both try and solve together. And it also just made me feel like I'm bringing the mood down whenever I would bring a problem. I mean, whatever. It's like a really bad treat. Whatever. I don't have any more. Thank God for my past relationship and my ex. Shout out. Um, I don't know. Shout out. Shout out. Oh my God, I can't think of her name right now. I'm missing her real name. Shout out Sea Dog. Okay. Shout out Sea Dog. Um, and oh God, I know what happened. Yeah, so I just I brought those two things up. I was like, yeah, I don't think it matters that much. I'm not gonna have the same to be like 20, 30 years down the line. And then, um, And then like have the same would be on 23rd years online. Oh, and then um like I think our communications dropped. Do you mind if we pick it back up? Or like I don't like do you mind we just go back to that time or go back to the way we used to? And she kind of exploded on me. She was like, "Well, you didn't text me yesterday for 8 hours, and then when you were in China, you didn't text me back like at all." I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 chill, chill, chill." I was like, I was like, okay, I'm sorry for not texting you back yesterday, but my friends, like, I didn't think, I genuinely did not think it would take that long, and I just thought, like, I get back in time and still reply to you, and I don't like checking my phone when I'm out with friends because I do think it's really disrespectful when you're out with friends or just out with people and you're checking your phone. Like, there's something better on your phone. I mean, unless it's like an emergency. I'm like, you don't really gotta check your phone right now. I mean, whatever. That's just a pet peeve of mine, so I try not to do it. Um, and as for the China thing, I told her, hey, I thought you were busy because you also did not text me that much. So I was like, all right, maybe she's busy. So I guess that's on me too. Like I could communicate with her. Like I shouldn't have just assumed. And I think I was just also very patient with her because I know what it's like to be someone that is avoidant or someone who who like doesn't know how to really communicate issues until someone else brings up a problem. So I was like, I just gave her a lot of slack because I'm like, my ex gave me way more slack than I deserved. So I was like, why not? I'm healed. I go through I do therapy. And the whole time while she was like really, really upset, like just kind of like blowing up on me, I was like still really calm, which is like if I gotta say it myself, I was really impressed looking back at this because I was telling my therapist, she was like, "Yeah, good job. I'm proud of you." I'm like, "Nice, thanks, Winston." Um, so yeah. So I was like, I'm really sorry. Um, like I'll tell you when like I will make an extra effort to let you know when I'm busy and then be like overtly communicative, which I did. Like we were like the conversation happened on Tuesday and like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was like telling her, hey, I'm gonna be busy, I'm applying for this, I'm applying for this, I'm doing that, I'm blah 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 blah. Like I was like overly communicative. And yeah, so there was that. What else? Oh yeah. And then Friday comes along, and we're supposed to hang out Friday, and she like canceled on Thursday. I was like, okay. I mean, of course, I just told her. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, I didn't raise my. Okay. I didn't do anything emotional. I just said I'm disappointed. I guess. I mean, I just told her I was sad and disappointed that, like, I just because I just want to see her. Um, because it's been like 2 weeks since I came back, and which I just haven't seen her for that long. And then. Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Saturday. Oh, but then I was driving, and then I was driving home, and I saw a concert for something. I was like, "Oh, I bought her concerts for her birthday, like early birthday present. I wonder when the when the concert is." And it actually turned out to be Friday. I was like, "Oh sh!" And I texted her like, "Hey, I know you said you didn't want to like meet up, but do you still want to go to the concert? Because I like the tick. I didn't realize the ticket was today." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know either. Yeah, sure, let's go." And then and then Sunday, and oh, sorry, and then like concert was good. I don't know, country's whatever. I mean, nothing against country. I used to really like it. I mean, there's nothing. I don't have anything against country, unless they're racist kind. But uh, country, what happened? Friday is done, and then Saturday. I was just really anxious the whole time because, like, every time I don't know. I guess because she never really communicated her feelings directly. I just don't know exactly when she was upset. God, Comer's such a big ass, fat ass bitch. I used to put my like ex partner do the same thing. Oh God, my God, I'm really fucked. I mean, whatever. I mean, can't really change the past. Like, can't cry over spilled milk or spill. Is that? no use crying over spilled milk. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. I don't know. Um, so I like, and then Sunday comes along, and and then oh, Saturday I went grocery shopping for her because I was going to Costco with some friends, and then she needed something from Costco, so I asked her what she wanted. Sunday I brought over the stuff, so and like I mean I just dropped it off legit, and then that night. I was like, oh, hey, can we talk? Or, sorry. In the morning, I was like, hey, can we talk? And then she's like, yeah, like, let's do a call tonight. I was like, okay. And then she just kind of brought up the fact that, like, hey, I think we should just stay friends. This happened last Sunday. So I was like, I mean, I'm not the, I mean, your boy don't chase. So I was, or don't beg. I chase a little bit. Your boy don't beg. So I was like, yeah, sure. Mm, like I'm kind of I mean, I'm kind of I still think about this word and I want to be friends with her. Like her communication style was really not the type that I like. I was like, hey, oh my God, sorry, going back a little bit. She made me so anxious. I asked my therapist to double on my sessions. Like initially, I meet with Winston once a week, and it became twice a week. I was like, hey, like, can we double up for the next 2 weeks? Because I'm like really, really anxious. I've been just like overthinking. I dead ass and never realized I was like I could be made into like an anxious attachment. I'm like so secure. I was like, what the hell? And then okay, going back. Um. Yeah, she's like, yeah, no, I think the the thing is, I know she's avoidant because she never really said what the issue was, and I did the same thing. God, it's like looking in the goddamn mirror. Um, I was like, yeah, sure, like, and then I just like really plainly asked her, hey, do you mind telling me what I did wrong so like I can, be better for the next relationship or like at least learn from my next partner? And then. She was just like, oh, like I don't really like go figure out by yourself. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, who the hell tells their friends this? Even if you want to be friends, or even if we're not gonna be partners and you want to stay friends, who the hell tells their friend like go figure out your next relationship? And then, okay, before people come at me and say like, "Oh my God, it's not her responsibility." Yeah, no shit, it's not her responsibility. But also, it's like people that think this way, there's also some type of social contract. Like every like interaction, there's some type of respect owed in every interaction with people. I don't know, like I don't know, if people forgot that when it comes to like the whole fucking like toxic self-care movement or what the fuck. Like, oh my God, you don't owe anybody anything. Okay, okay, fine. I mean. Do you not? Like, I mean, if someone's falling down on the ground, I hope you help them, and because you're a good person, not because you feel like you owe people something. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But what's it called? Yeah, and then she kept saying I have an attitude problem, which I genuinely do not understand because I've never even raised my voice at her. I never done anything that's like remotely inappropriate, at least from my perspective. And I'm pretty introspective, and like I try to understand what I did wrong, or I was just I just didn't understand exactly what the hell happened, and try to figure that out. And then yeah, she just keeps saying added problem, which I don't even know what that means because because she never really explained what the added problem was. I'm like, yeah, my added problem is that I want to communicate and solve problems. I mean, I guess whatever. Um, and she was like, I was like, when did you start thinking about this? She's like, no, I just thought about it like just now. I was like, oh, you don't know yourself because like the energy shift happened way before this week. And like, I'm not gonna lie, when she said that, or when she said she wanted to just stay friends, I actually was really relieved because it marked it. Like there was like at least there was like a period. Period. At least there was like a period, right? Because the whole time with her, I was just thinking, oh, did I do something wrong? Like, oh, am I just overthinking? And just sort of really not trusting my guts about it. And then, oh, jeez. And then, like, me just thinking I was crazy about being insecure this whole time. I don't know. Um, I was like being apologetic. I was like, I'm really sorry for if I made you feel any way. That's not my intention. Um, and nor like I'm really sorry if I really any like even crossed your boundary. Um, and and then what else did I do? Yeah, and then I was like, oh, I mean, just to like kind of ended on a good note. I was like, oh, I really wish, or my intention were to like have a long-term relationship with you. Which that was my intention too. Like she got really really defensive. It wasn't like yeah, that was my intention too. It was just like well, I was trying to do the same thing. I was like okay, I'm not trying to attack you here. I'm just trying to like you know have a like in a way like say goodbye nicely, and then she just felt really attacked. I don't know. Maybe it's a, and I was talking to my therapist about it. I was like, and she said, "Oh, do you think it could be like a cultural issue?" I mean, I was speaking Chinese to her. Like, I'm pretty fluent in Chinese. I don't know if there's a cultural issue, and she never really asked questions, so I thought we were fine. I don't know. So yeah, I guess, and like it was kind of weird because she never really apologized either for anything. She just kind of like let me do the grunt work, and not even and like I guess for me it just kind of felt weird that even if you don't think you did anything wrong, like you don't want to just say something just to say. I don't know. It's just like a really weird interaction, and it kind of culminated into today. I mean, she also said like at the beginning, she also said like, "Oh yeah, like I don't know if I can do a long relationship right now." I don't know. She's just all over the place, which is literally what avoidants do because they don't know themselves, so they keep jumping back and forth between answers and responses to questions, or like legit just avoid answering the question that's being asked, i.e., what happened, and they can't pinpoint anything. So whatever. And then what happened? Please don't set that time. Um, oh yeah, and it just kind of culminated today because I was like giving her gifts I bought for her in China because I don't really want that shit in my house. Um, and yeah, I mean, in a way, I do feel kind of dumb for putting in this much effort. But also it is nice to know that I can put in this much effort in the next relationship. Huh. Imagine next one I'm like toxic as fuck and just start being avoidant again. That's funny. No, like yeah, and then yeah, like some of the gifts I got her was she like while I was away, she said she was having like breakouts. So I asked some of my female friends, what are some good like brands, like Chinese brands for face masks? And so like La Roche-Posay, oddly enough, in Suzhou or Suzhou, whatever, has a factory there and they make face masks. But the interesting thing is you can only get them in China, or you could get them in like on Wii, like Wii WEEE. But you have to pay like a premium for it, which I mean, I guess internationals don't really give a fuck about that shit. Um, yeah, and like they were saying it's really good, so I bought her a pack. God, they were so expensive. And then what else? And then I went to like a claw machine and won her some gifts, and then. I like because before I left, I we were building this like book nook. Like she got me a book nook for Christmas, and the same brand came out with this like paper puzzle or wood puzzle thing that's like a little rose. It's really cute. It's called like Ollie Life, I think. Um, and on the back, like there's like things you can customize. So on the back of one of the also it's like a rose, and then oh sorry. It's a rose. It's like a wooden rose, and then there's this like thing you can put in the back, like a little bee, like a really cute ass bee. And on the back of the bee, this is why I still thought she liked like whatever. This is why I still thought she liked me. I wrote. there's this quote by I think like what's his name, Mr. Clancy, Mr. Chansey from Pride and Prejudice. That let me find a quote right now. Pride and Prejudice quote. It is. It is. Oh, oh, Mr. Darcy. Sorry, my bad. Uh-huh. Um, like the quote. Because like, I think like 3 weeks into talking, she said she watched the movie by herself, and she said she really liked the movie, and I mean, just kind of remembered it. And she said, "You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you." And then I crossed out love because I don't want to say love yet. And like I wrote it on the back of the B, and then what's it called? And then and then her name, and I wrote her name on like a little fence post in the puzzle. I thought it was really cute. Excuse me. I never even put in this much effort for my ex relationship. Again, sorry, Sea Dog, Sea Dog. Excuse me. Yeah, because I mean, I just kind of like, I guess not make up, but I just felt really bad about how shitty I was a partner in my past relationship. Um, and then. Yeah, I mean, it was just in my house. I was like, I don't want this shit in my house. What the fuck? Like, dude, look at this. It's gonna make me sick to my stomach. So I gave her that, and then what else I give her? I gave her some snacks, and then also like again, back when I thought she still liked me. I bought her some like hair ties because she said she ran out of hair ties. Because I'm very much so the person that like, I just like I remember stuff about the person, like random ass things about the person. I legit remember things about people I met at a party once that I have not seen since like 5 years ago. And I don't know, call it ADHD, memory, random ass memory retention, whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah. So especially because I really liked her, so just like every little thing she said, I still remembered. And what's it called? I yeah. So what's it called? Yeah, give her that, and then oh my God, another thing. All right, it sounds like I'm like bitching, complaining. I mean, it's a vent, it's a rant, or it's a vent. Whatever. It's one or the other. I mean, it's both, I guess. It's a mutually inclusive. Before I left for China, I placed an order for flowers, like for bouquet, the week for the week after I left, just so because I know she was getting stressed out that week. I was like, dude, or like to be delivered to her apartment because I know she was gonna be really stressed out. I was like, God, why didn't I put this effort into the right person? Jesus, this would have been so much easier. Whatever. I'm crying over spilled milk again. Crying over spilled soy milk again. What else? Okay, so there's that, and then what else did I give her? Is that it? I mean, whatever. I like this is when I thought I was still, or that she still wanted to put in effort. So, like every day I was in China, I basically bought her a gift. Oh, it's another souvenir, and I bought her this like. This really, I was thinking about whether or not to give her this bookmark because I really liked it. But it's like a flower. It's like a flower like flowers imprinted on this like wooden bookmark on this little wooden little stick thing. It's like a bookmark. It's really really pretty. So yeah. What else did I mean, yeah, and then this kind of just culminated today or culminated this whole spiel. Which I say this all to say, if you notice I'm pulling away, don't try and pull them back, I guess. I think in a way I was trying to do that and it just didn't, it just ended up being making me really anxious and feeling like I did something wrong or feeling and just making me doubt my actions and my words and my texts or just like maybe making me doubt my actions and like every time I send a message I would be like, oh, is this like is she gonna interpret this the wrong way? or like how she's gonna. Oh God, I don't know. I felt like I was in high school again. Jesus Christ, this is embarrassing. But yeah. Um, yep. Don't know what else to say. That's really it. Still kind of upset over it, but I don't know. I'm really appreciating my friends letting me vent and then giving me advice and giving me their time, letting me their years, whatever. English my second language. Fucking suck at that. Don't correct my pronunciation. It's Spartan. And then yep, that's it. All right. Oh, all right. One last thing. If people are like, no, maybe you did do something wrong. Maybe you did do something wrong and you didn't know. I was like, yeah, I didn't know. How could I have changed the course of the relationship if I didn't know? And I asked her what was wrong, and she told me to my big Chinese face that nothing was wrong.